A Woman Speaks by Audre Lorde. Moon-marked and touched by sun, my magic is unwritten, but when the sea turns back, it will leave my shape behind. I seek no favor, untouched by blood, unrelenting as the curse of love, permanent as my errors or my pride. I do not mix love with pity, nor hate with scorn, and if you would know me, look into the entrails of Uranus where the restless oceans pound. I do not dwell within my birth, nor my divinities, who am ageless and half-grown and still seeking my sisters. Witches in the homie wear me inside their coiled cloths, as our mother did, mourning. I have been woman for a long time. Beware my smile. I am treacherous with old magic and the noon's new fury. With all your wide futures promised, I am woman, and not white.
Uduasha City, where the sun is a mirror and the moon a shadow, where dancers cavort in forbidden operas, making love to forgetting and flaying, where the wealthy play at war with silver swords and silken sashes, where the people mine the dead heart of a burning star for cannonballs and pipework, and where 1,000 secrets hide in a forest of paper and ink. Here, the 5 keybearers reside, the 5 who know the secrets of the broken gates of death. 5 only. There is no 6th spire, forlorn and forgotten in the desert. There is no one who looks to the displaced, the poor and destitute and landless, whose ancestry has been stripped from them by foreign looms and foreign sparkcraft, and no one has ever heard of the House of Ending. But this is their story. Their roots pulled up and burned, they stand in filth up to their necks. And that is precisely why they must keep their heads ever high. Welcome to Uduasha, immigrant. May it fear the name of the house you will build. Welcome to Desperate Attune, an actual play podcast about characters with their identities in peril, played by an international cast devoted to fiction-first gaming, collaborative world-building, and complex character drama. Welcome back to Desperate Attune, everybody. Today we are doing some stuff and things. Last session we had a score rescuing a respectable member of the Ketrusi community, Mr. Biskut Bachchan. We also saw, for the first time, Anishan Rakis appear. He was going on a date with Momtaz, who he is presently dating. It's complicated. And Bidrohi intervened in that whole situation, got one favor from Anishan Rakis, and used that favor for House Anarchis to withdraw their patronage from the Falling Star Sword School, which means that this war, which has been going on for a very long time, is at last over, with the patronage being revoked, Ustad Jaiklev being in some hot water with his fellow sword school people, as this is kind of his fault, the school being so distracted with this war that they were unable to do good stuff. And also, Bidrohi killed one of the Falling Star Sword School assassins, meaning Bidrohi has now killed one of his rivals again. And yeah, that will probably have ramifications and consequences. Lastly, there is some catch-up, which I will flag also, with the events of the score before that, in which we rolled a demonic notice, which is still kicking around and which was never resolved. Another very relevant thing that happened last session, which I will also just bring up, is that we saw Clem deploy their pet, the professor, in a score for the first time. And this also has some ramifications as it set off certain demon detecting things of House Anrakis. So the crew is slowly becoming more and more embroiled with the noble houses as the Rising Moon Sword School rises through the ranks. And that's going on. There's also the whole situation with the Kethrisi community, which you have become the protectors of, and now have a claim pertaining to that, getting rewards from protecting the citizenry. And so that's where we wrapped up, and I believe we did all of the payoff and all of that, but we did not do downtime. And so, let us begin with some downtime. Unless, yes, let us in fact begin with some downtime. The last thing I wanted to say was we have intentions now to follow up Mushfik's projects of locating his Ustad. That's what I was going to say. Which is probably what we're aiming towards.
Hell yeah.
Doing next.
It's an ice bucket challenge. It's a
rise awareness challenge.
Well,
do it.
Sorry, what?
Just do it.
I have no idea.
Don't you remember when Manish's ice bucket challenge? No, I do remember it. I'm just wondering why we're bringing this up now.
Because he says, do it. Just do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we had a moment. And the moment is over. Before we get into individual downtimes, I have two questions. First, are we interested in reducing heat, or do we like it this way?
You have one wanted level and quite a lot of heat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we should reduce heat, even though, like, from a fun point of view, one might argue that, oh, isn't it nice to have more heat and like be more wanted? Because we are playing ostensibly somewhat good characters, and we should care about not getting into too much trouble.
Fuck, you're right.
I mean, the heat will also spill over onto your community and your friends in this case, right?
Yes.
So,
fuck, you're
again,
right.
The kind of thing that maybe you wouldn't care about if you weren't trying to protect this community.
Brother makes an excellent point. All right. Well, I have 2 level 2 harms and a lot of stress. So I think if we're interested in reducing heat, it's one of those things where you should delegate that to somebody before going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am happy to... I have 1 level 2 harm, which I should get taken care of. But I'm also happy to reduce heat. I do have some plans, but reducing heat can also be something that we do. So I don't mind doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will also flag that your entanglement, Saeeda. Well, we'll get to it in a moment. Actually, let me begin there after the questions are asked.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that was so. My second question was related to that, which is who is injured? Because I feel like if I have level 2 harm, then probably the first thing that I'd like to do before I'm in anyone's scenes or do any other downtime actions is heal. Because it'd be really weird if I'm walking around doing other things with other people with 2 broken arms.
Sure. So you're just burning through your free downtime actions without even doing a scene, just being like Bidrohi rests. Is that
it can be part of scenes, because I think it'd be interesting to do it with Aaron.
Yeah, Clem's got a level 2 and a level 1 harm.
Right.
Okay.
So there are scenes there. Absolutely. Well then
let's all go annoy Aaron.
Yeah. Then let's get into the narration. And I realized how I will frame this is I will first present the situation for Saeeda, and then we will see what Saeeda does with their downtimes, because I think it's a good place to start, and then we'll move on with everyone else. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So give me a second, because the office door is open, and I just realized that because I'm at work, I have the door open, and I'm about to do a Bidrohi voice. So let's not do that.
Oh, yeah, no, what if okay, interesting.
Very good.
I mean, it'd be a choice. It's a choice.
Just call it code switching. Just be like, this is how I talk to my parents. This is
yes, sexy ladies.
Yeah.
They're
totally
in your area.
Yeah.
We have a very close and open relationship. Oh fuck no. I don't want an open relationship with my parents.
No. Anyway.
I can see other parents I don't know how this works.
That psychic damage out of the way.
Out of the way. No, it's coming back.
Okay, fine.
So who's going to errands?
Yes.
Is
Can we
anyone
take
else?
Saeeda to errands?
Yes. Now I'm
Just
going to
think it'd be
start.
Fun.
Clem is going to errands, and so is Peter Heap. But let us start with Saeeda.
Yes.
Okay.
Because, Saeeda, you live alone now.
Correct.
Moss is no longer your roommate, and you have a fairly, as I recall, a reasonably nice home. Although your stash is terrible at the moment, so I guess it's been falling apart. You can't afford upkeep for it. You can't.
Yeah, I think part of the problem has been that though I did how you say Kabzafai, a very nice, not a very nice home, but somewhat nice home. Moss is really the person keeping it together.
Yeah.
And the fact that Moss is gone has meant it's kind of a problem.
So it's kind of falling apart, and for whatever reason, this is an unusually hot night. There's almost no wind blowing in from the desert, and the well, even though there is no sun, right? The well keeps Uduasha steadily too hot.
Yes.
And with your home in such a sorry.
I was going to say that in that context, I just realized how Bundervest must be really, really fucking awful to live in when there's no wind. Because the heat just warms the river. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep. Yep. There are some problems with having a falling star.
It's not nice. No, please continue.
Maybe they cook things in the river.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No.
Anyway, there's an unpleasant stale heat which has kept you tossing and turning, and it is one of those cases where you're sure you're not asleep, right? You're sure you're not dreaming because it's just too hot to sleep. You get those nights.
Yeah.
So
I'm unfortunately familiar with such nights.
Yeah. So you toss and turn in your sleep. There's certainly no air conditioning in Bundervest, and there is for a split second as you lie and toss and turn, you become certain that there is someone or something in the room with you. Lying in bed, eyes closed, trying to sleep, and then there's just suddenly this horrible feeling.
I don't like it. Okay. I have been tossing and turning and having tried very hard to ignore this feeling, but also it's just disgusting, Finally, I'm not wearing there's no covers to throw off because it's so hot.
Yeah.
But if I had been, then I would be throwing them off. Probably just sleeping in pajamas because you never know who's gonna suddenly barge in, and I don't want to be naked. It just doesn't help.
Yep.
And I think I'm gonna try to go into the kitchen, which is not really another room. It is just a part of the house I've mentally designated as the kitchen to get some water. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah. And so as you open your eyes, there are several sensations going on at once. There is this sense of something being present. Then there is, for a moment, the overpowering smell of rotten mangoes.
Oh,
just filling the room. And you think you catch for a moment, some sort of movement.
I hate this, as previously established. Can I study my surroundings? Is survey better here?
You can, but there's risk involved.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, in fact, yeah, I think it's risky. Risky standard. Let's call it risky standard.
Okay. And there's no difference here between study and survey.
You will get slightly different information, I think. Study will be more in-depth information. Survey will be a quick feeling.
Yeah.
Basically, survey will give you the information faster. Study will give you it in more detail. It's up to you what you prefer.
Makes sense. It has struck me that I have a gut wound. And
I think it applies in this situation, actually.
Yeah, I think it would make it very hard to pay attention to your surroundings if you've got a gut wound.
Yeah.
So I will take a penalty for this. So -1 bonus die.
Yep.
Rolled Oh god, scrolling. 1 second.
You rolled a 3.
I rolled a 3. Oh, I love this. Who doesn't
Uh-huh.
love this? Incredible. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So unless you resist it, your demon edge sash has been stolen, and this is not desperate because it's not
Oh.
permanently lost or destroyed or anything.
Sure, but that's bad. Would you say this is a supernatural consequence? Could I
Yes,
resist
it
it
is.
with warded?
This
Okay.
is a supernatural consequence, so you can resist
Okay.
it with warded, in fact, and that makes sense, right? The sash
Yeah.
is bound to you, so maybe it was
Yeah.
unstealable, but you get the powerful sensation that someone or something, rather, this is not a person, this is an entity,
Yes.
took
Yeah.
an interest in it.
Yes, I think maybe what it is that I think it's been stolen, and then I find it in fact wrapped around me. Maybe one of the reasons I can't sleep is that it's
Clinging to you,
constricting me.
yes.
Yeah.
It's afraid, yes.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go with
absolutely.
that. You mark
Yeah.
this, you resist the consequence, and you realize that whatever this is, Samoom
Yeah.
fears it.
Yeah, and Samoom is himself some kind of fucking demon. So I'm in trouble. It's that it's that Simpsons gif of like that guy saying, I'm in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in danger. That's what it is. Yeah. And I am going to. I understand that there's a threat. I understand that it is a supernatural threat, and so without even stopping to pick anything else up, I know that there are 2 people who can help me, and I know that only one of them is not currently inside a noble house, and it's a whole thing. And I think in this case, in fact, the last time I called upon him, somebody sang something into the earth, but I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
So I am genuinely going to not run because I have a gut wound, but limp.
Yeah.
To wherever I think I can find the Prince of Lies, the King of Lies.
Ah, yes.
Who, if I am his loyal vizier, then that must mean that as my king, he owes me some protection, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So usually he is in the deep city.
Yes, correct.
I think, in fact, he's become one of the wizards of the well now, right? Like one of the people who hangs around at the well. So I think that is where you will have to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I would much prefer to go to the well than to go into Ipri, which says something about Saeeda, I think.
Yes, yeah. So you go down to the Cat's Cradle, this very confusing district, where lots of things are bought and sold, where there's this like labyrinthine thing. If you don't have permission to go, you can easily get lost. And I think that to some extent the smell pursues you. This like strange rotting thing, it kind of hangs around you, and you catch a whiff of it now and then in the windless night. And it is too hot out, but it's like the dead of night, so there's rather little activity. And yeah, and I think you find the King of Lies, the man once known as Salman, practicing his self-immolation.
Yes, against his shadow. Yeah.
So, against his shadow. Yeah, so he has set his shadow on fire. He is not on fire this time.
Oh, is that? Yeah. Okay. Great. Fantastic. Yeah. I was thinking of
this is character growth.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
So he sits with a lamp behind him, facing away from the lamp. His shadow falls before him. He is staring at it, and his shadow is burning. How that works, I have no idea, but that's what's happening.
Oh man, but it's fucked up. Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't help that we're near the well where all the weird fire is. And though this sash is clinging to me, and maybe it's kind of acting like a bandage, it really isn't, but I'm gonna try and pretend it is. So I'm gonna try and stand up straight, and I will just say, "My king, I request an audience."
Very well, he says, and he reaches behind him and puts the candle out so that his shadow disappears.
Yes, great.
And this also snuffs out the fire in his shadow.
Fantastic. He just pinches it shut.
Yeah.
Great. Incredible. Yeah. And I will say, first I must introduce you to. And now I gotta figure out how the heck I'm gonna refer to this demon, because he's not my companion, he's not my friend, he's not my enemy. So after a ... silence. Sorry?
My garment.
Yes.
Definitely. Yes. I will merely say, I must introduce you to Samum. And as I say his name, I'm going to try and push on it so that the demon maybe manifests also, instead of hiding in the sash.
Yeah, I think the sash slowly unfolds. Like, you've bound the demon to a sash, so it can't leave.
Yes.
But I think the sash unfolds into a gracious, spiraling dust devil around you. It just kind of starts to whirl on its own accord.
Yeah. Almost impossibly, right? Like, it looks like the end and the beginning have somehow fused. Yeah.
Yeah. And the king looks upon this. And he is a very funny king, because we have also established that he's like an ascetic. He like wears minimal clothes. He has no possessions. He's very much like he's a king of lies, I guess. So, you know, his court are shadows and his royal garments are the air and so on.
Yeah. The emperor has no clothes. Incredible. Yeah.
So yeah, he looks at this unfolding and he says, I acknowledge your presence, Samum. And it's like a formal introduction. He is welcome at the king's court, which is this random, like, empty back alley.
We're just in, exactly. We're just in some random, absolutely. And I will say, something has occurred. I can smell them. They are rotting in the wind. Something attempted to take Samum away from me. Something that is powerful enough to frighten even a demon of the deep desert.
A change in perspective. Something occurred long ago. It's merely catching up with you. You planted the seeds. Now the fruits are rotting. You're overdue, he says.
Yeah, okay. I will say...
Yeah.
Am I overdue a disease or an ending?
That I cannot answer, but I have tracked down the source of the scent. I have tracked down where the shift occurred. I thought it in Ypres, and perhaps that is where it originated. But whatever you did, it reached into the Blackwood, and you have called something out from there, something that pursues you now. I can call it forth if you wish, but I know no more of it than you do.
I just want to say this has massive Get from a Wizard of Earthsea vibes. Because I've just been rereading it, and there is a whole sequence where he calls up a shadow which has no name, and then throughout like his initial like adventures, he meets things. He meets a dragon, he meets an evil book, whatever, that keeps telling him, "I can do this for you," and he's constantly like, "Bad idea." But Saeeda is not a young boy. And therefore does not have the good sense that a young boy might have. And so will look at Salman and say, "My king, if you are with me, then I believe we can face this together."
Yeah. He rises, he stands, and he says the single word, umpire.
Oh my god!
And something will emerge, like the thing has been called forth. And this is a thing that dwells in the depths of Uduasha. It is a cultivator of mangoes, and that is about what we know about it. It takes a female form.
Yep.
Yeah. And so something like a woman. And I don't think this is melting out of the shadows. I don't actually think this is like a supernatural appearance. I think this creature is just really good at stealth. and has been physically stalking you all the way from your home and like was in your home.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. And it appeared and tried. Okay, interesting. So what form does it take now? Like, does it appear now, or is it only like a?
No, I think it steps out in the form of a woman, and let's paint the scene a little bit about this creature. So the first thing I have in my head, I think, is that she. Actually, I have no image at all other than a woman. So let's paint the scene, starting with Salty. So the one thing I'm establishing, I guess, is that the umpire has a physical form. This is not like a shadow or like a collection of dust or wind or anything like that. It is like a physical, tangible human body, or human-ish at least. And so let's start with Salty. What inhuman traits does it have? Like, what makes her look different from a normal human woman?
I think the umpire is completely hairless in every sense of the word. No eyebrows, no facial hair, not even the kind of translucent baby hairs you get on your arms or the face. It is smooth as hell and scorched.
Yeah.
In every direction?
In every direction.
Yeah. Excellent. Let's do Klow, I suppose. What, if anything, is she wearing?
She wears leaves. Just like this covered in foliage from like mango leaves and all that.
Yeah, I don't even.
What does a mango leaf look like?
I don't even picture this as clothes made of leaves. They're just kind of leaves stuck onto her. By like,
Mango leaves kind of look like how you would expect leaves to look. Yeah, they do not look that different.
Yeah, they look kind of like Asian bay leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. And
how they're stuck onto her is unclear, but they are.
Yeah, they just kind of hang out on her skin.
Ew, dried mango juice.
And lastly, Aadiyat, let's add one more detail to this hairless, leaf-clad woman, which is besides the overpowering smell of overripe mango that hangs out around her. What other thing is like sets Saeeda on edge? What is the other, like, not a physical tangible trait, but what other bad vibe does she give off?
Okay, so other than the smell, probably I think it's the face. I think the expression is probably like there's something about it, like it's frozen, right? It feels, like a petrified kind of grin, or like a petrified sly grin, like that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no like minute facial muscle movements like There are maybe different expressions.
Give me 1 second. For some
they're
reason,
all mask-like.
Are you keeping the rest of this canon from the description?
Yes, I am adhering to the description. You can read it out if you want.
Okay. The umpire, a being that haunts the Blackwood, who will let you pick the choicest mangoes if you compete in the strange, twisted games she devises for her amusement.
Yep.
This is a trilingual pun.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I was going to say I missed what Aadiyat said. So.
Oh yeah, her facial expressions. She doesn't have any like muscular, like the micro movements in her face. It's like when she wears a facial expression, it's stiff like a mask, and then she can like switch between them. It's not that she doesn't have facial expressions, but they distinctly do not look real, I think.
Great. Completely, totally normal, guys.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Fantastic.
And she just kind of steps in, and it's one of these, like, again, it's more terrifying than if she melted out of the shadows or something, because she has been following you around perfectly just by mundane stealth. She's just been, like, sneaking after you. And, I mean, she moves with the grace and strength of something perfectly superhuman.
Okay.
And she just kind of steps into the court. And looks at you.
Normal, same.
And doesn't say anything, I think. It's just like, well, I'm here.
Yeah. Has
What
anybody else
expression?
been asked anything?
Yeah. I think the expression she has looking at Saeeda is judgmental. Like, I'm disappointed in you. That's the...
Sure, I mean, fine. How can you play a game when you don't know the rules badly? Okay. Does the King of Lies? No. I gotta represent myself. I think that I will bow, and I will say, "Welcome to you, guest, to the court of the King of Lies. I am Saeeda Khatam, its vizier."
You stole from me.
That is a serious charge indeed. Do you have any evidence of this act?
I think there is like you don't even see her move. She like grabs your face. Suddenly she's in front of you. Her fingers are around your face. And she says, "The taste passed over your lips." And it's not that you have stolen a mango. It's that you have stolen the taste of a mango.
Yeah, absolutely. I get this. And I will say, I will breathe out. I'm going to try and keep my cool. And I will say, I know what I'm going to do. I have an advance from the previous session. And I'm going to, listeners, this is how you create an ability on the fly to solve a very specific problem that will never come up again.
Okay.
So I'm going to call this The Emperor Has No Clothes. And what I want is something like better effect or an extra die or something. Well, better effect maybe when I am telling a bold-faced lie. Not even a lie that's like, it was a mistake.
Yeah, sure.
It's just clearly not true.
You have absolutely. You have improved effect when you tell an outrageous lie.
Yes, great.
Very good.
And like I've been kind of thinking about it because we said the Emperor had no clothes, and this is perfect. Yeah. It's just come together.
Okay. How I will frame this is you have improved effect when you're telling an outrageous lie, not only to lying. When you tell an outrageous lie, you have better effect to whatever action you are doing. Because you lie reality into agreeing with you, right?
Yes, excellent.
However, the consequence of using it is always, of course, you tell an outrageous lie and you may get caught in it.
Yeah, 100%. And so I think I will say, I did not steal the taste of a mango. How can you steal that which has always belonged to me? And I'm going to claim that the taste of her mangoes have always been mine.
Okay. Well, go ahead. So, this is desperate.
Yep.
Because of your new ability, you have limited effect. Because this would have started out at 0. This is a creature which very explicitly claims ownership of Uduasha's mangoes. So, like, normally this would just not have been possible, but now you have special ability, so now it's limited effect. There you go, desperate limited.
Excellent. Okay. Do you think... No, I don't think I've studied her name. This is the first time I've even heard it. So I don't think that makes sense. So instead, I will ask... can I get it? Oh, but this is not a downtime action. I can't really get a die because I am in the King of Lies' court, right?
No.
You can make it a downtime action.
This may lead into a downtime action. Yeah, I was about to say, I think one is coming, but I think first you need to resolve this, because it really frames how that downtime action goes. Because I know that you're working on a downtime action to get access to mangoes, right?
Yeah. But I think, in this case, it's... I gotta do... This is demonic notice, right? This is the entanglement.
This is more avoiding the entanglement that you were rolling for here,
Okay, makes sense. In that case, it seems that I must push myself. I think like a devil's bargain would be funny, but I think in this case, Saeeda actively taking stress is more interesting.
Yep.
I would push myself for effect, so I'm at desperate standard.
Yeah.
And it's obviously very stressful because this being has a hand around my throat. Right?
Yeah.
Is it sway?
Yeah, it's sway. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I hate this. but I do think I will lose a die for a gut wound because
Mm-hmm.
the umpire is not just... I'm not just telling the lie, I'm telling the lie under serious physical duress.
Yeah.
So being injured is going to be a problem.
Yep.
So desperate,
And
standard.
limited. Oh, standard. You pushed for
Yeah,
standard.
I
Okay.
push for I push for not attack.
Okay. Desperate standard it is.
And -1 bonus dice again. So I
Mhm.
rolled with 2 dice.
Mhm.
I got a 4.
Okay. So the consequence here will be
Mhm.
that, or the effect here will be that, so she believes you, and that the taste of mango has always been yours. And there are 2 desperate consequences, or there are 2 consequences because this is desperate. They may be resisted separately. I think she looks in your eyes, and the first one is she recognizes you as a fellow immortal being who belongs to her like fellowship of creatures and therefore follows the same laws. You have no idea what those are, but you
Sure.
have now been added to the roster of
The
her, like,
rolls.
of
Yep.
these are supernatural entities that I need to care about. So you may resist that at your leisure. The second consequence is that she says, just casually, like, looks at you and says, not like Ifede. And Ifede, of course, is the friend you had that disappeared around the time that Salman was unleashed and you began fucking with the deep magic of the well.
Yep.
And what you will learn here, as the second part of this consequence, is that the umpire has Ifede. She has unquestionably claimed and taken this woman.
Yes.
And this is largely, a consequence down the line. But if you don't resist it, this person who you hung out with, you kind of threw to a horrible deathless being in the Blackwood, and that may come back to bite you in the ass later.
Yeah, I mean, I also
She's
think
gonna get turned into a mango tree.
Hey,
That's
first of all,
how the
that's
mango
not bad.
trees work.
I'm sorry to tell you, if I was turned into a mango tree, I would live a very happy life.
Yes,
Can you imagine being such a creature that just gives happiness to everybody around you? But also, I do think that it also matters right now, because my king is right next to me. He remembers that this woman was going to be part of the court, and if I don't do anything, then he knows that actually I'm not the loyal vizier that I say I am. I am a disloyal vizier who will... So bad.
Basically, consequence 1, you are now, follow the umpire's law, and consequence 2, she has an unquestionable claim to Ifede.
Yes. Okay. I originally was going to resist the first consequence mostly by saying that it's the king of lies who should be following those laws, not me. I'm just his servant. But actually, now that I've had the second consequence, I'm going to resist the second consequence. And then if I do fine, I'll think about the first one. And I think
you may resist both.
And I think that the way that I'm resisting the second consequence is I will say she is an ambassador of the king of lies. Dare you not respect the laws of diplomacy? And I'm going to claim that she's got like diplomatic immunity. She can't belong to you. She's in your like court, but she's actually ours.
Very good.
What do you think this is? Insight, prowess, resolve?
I think it's resolve. I think that you're facing down a supernatural entity which is vastly more powerful than you. This is...
Makes sense?
Yep. Roll this resistance roll, and we'll see how it goes. And then I think we'll cut away to the other players if this goes well and you don't trauma out, which is possible here. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's a non-zero chance. Resolve. I rolled a 6, so it's apparently stress-free.
Yes. So do you wish to resist the second half of the consequence as well? I will allow you 2 resistance rolls if you want.
Oh, yes. I think that I say this, and then now that I know it's a 6, and I realize it's working, I will follow up with, permit me to introduce the King of Lies, in whose shadow our entire court lives.
Yep.
And I'm going to imply here that if you want to fuck with me, you gotta fuck with the boss.
Yeah, very good. Okay, I think this will
So-
change the nature of the consequence. There still will
Yeah.
be some consequences, but
100%.
they will.
Yeah.
You will resist this becoming totally snared in whatever the Empire is doing. So,
Great. Yeah.
make your second resistance roll.
Is this resolved again?
Yeah, I think so. Or it could be
Okay.
insight. It's up to you, but
I think even though
Mhm.
insight is interesting, sometimes we are motivated by mechanics, and I
Mhm.
just have more resolve dice.
go ahead and roll resolve the
So
second
I'm
time.
just gonna do it. So 4, so I'll take 2 stress, so I'm
Mhm.
still fine. I'm 2
Yep,
stress.
you're
off.
not traumatized out, but you are
Yeah.
pretty stressed, and I will remind you, all of this has come down to that you have no way to indulge vice at the
Yes.
moment.
I know.
Um,
I know. Yeah.
But yes, I think she takes this into account for a moment. She looks at Salman, and your saving grace here is that Salman actually is quite powerful. Like the
Yeah.
King of Lies, he's a young sorcerer, but he had this whole amazing destiny which you've awakened.
Yeah, we went through a lot of trouble to make sure he was very powerful. That's true.
Yeah,
Mm.
he is. And I think she recognizes this. And there is a brief moment of her looking in his direction, and there's not a bow, there's not a nod. She doesn't acknowledge him as like a king or whatever. But there is a look of like acknowledging him as an equal.
Mhm.
And then she disappears and just runs away, like really fast into the woods, which are nearby. And like a long moment passes. And Salman looks after her and says, "Oh, she wishes to pay tribute." And
I don't know what that means.
yeah, and then she
I
comes
think it's
back,
like yeah.
and what she's going to throw down at your feet before you is Ifede, the lore keeper, this esteemed, powerful, quite wise woman who has helped you out a lot, and
Mhm.
she is on the brink of death. Like she is.
Yeah.
She has been exsanguinated. She has been beaten. She appears to have been like tied to a tree, probably hung from a tree for some time. Like
Mm.
we will veil some of this, right? But this woman has been through hell,
Yeah.
and she is like hurled at your feet as the umpire expressionlessly just goes like, "I'm sorry I played with your toys."
Mm.
That's like the the mood she has as she looks towards Salman, like, "I didn't realize this was yours."
Mm.
And
Very good. You
I
should
think
have.
we will
Good,
cut
okay.
the scene there, but what
Yes.
has come up on your agenda now is like you can choose to save Ifede's life or not, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I have level 2 harm. She appears to have level 3 harm. I
Yeah.
gotta figure this out. Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah. Great.
We will see what comes of it, but we will cut away from Saeeda for a moment because I don't think you are going back to Aaron, or are you? Because if so, everyone could go to that guy to get healed.
Let's just go to Aaron. I think. If I remember correctly, Aadiyat also has a healer who's a friend, Balumi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's is Mushfiq also injured?
I've got a level 1 harm, but I've also got tough as nails, so it doesn't.
Okay.
You know.
I mean, if you think it's interesting to do 2 versus 2, then that's fine. Or otherwise, I will just go to
I
Aaron.
think it's nice to get everyone in the same scene, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it makes
Yeah.
sense at this point for Saeeda to take this battered, beaten woman to
Yes.
a skilled healer who you know, who happens to be
Yeah,
Aaron, right? So
Absolutely.
I think at this point, like, the sun is about to rise, and I think what will happen then in this scene, just to wrap it up quickly, is that Salman and the umpire will talk. And you now have a means of contacting this creature. And if you want, you can do a downtime action to try to finish your Mango project here.
Good. Okay.
Because I think you're
That's
set up
important.
for it. So we can roll
Okay.
that first, and then this scene
Okay,
is basically
let's just-
over.
Great. Okay. So I will do that.
Yeah, I think
Then,
it's consort with a bonus dice for Salman.
Yeah.
Simply.
Makes sense.
Like, it's sort of
That's one
rolled
die.
into all of this, right? This negotiation with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, actually, there is something I need to do at Aaron's, which is, or somewhere else, because while Mushik's not injured, the hook shot is broken, so I need to get that fixed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We will see about the scene with Aaron then, but I think trying to get the characters together in one scene is like cool. I think.
Yeah, it's good.
Unless Bidrohi and Clem had other plans, but like Saeeda being there doesn't stop you two from having a conversation. Or does it?
No, that's fine.
All right,
Okay.
I'm
good.
happy with that.
So
I rolled a 3, so I spent 2 stash to make it a standard, which means that now I've finished the clock.
Yep.
And I'm just going to represent this as like, now I'm the ambassador, and I have a fancy seal that ensures that I'm the ambassador. The fancy seal is appropriately fancy, so I had to spend some money on it, I guess.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So I think if Fede is like beaten and battered and whatever, and what this clock gives you, it gives you free passage into the black wood where the mangoes grow. So like you can go in there and you can indulge your vice, and it still is very much this horrible creature's territory.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Great. Very good. Fantastic, even. Good.
Yep.
Yes. Excellent.
Okay. Very good. So, do we frame Bidruhi and Clem going to Aaron earlier than this? I think in order to make everything make sense, because Saeeda does not necessarily like remember where Aaron lives. I think let's introduce this scene of going over to Aaron's with Saeeda returning with this like badly injured woman. Maybe? Is that a cool way to set it up?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. So Saeeda comes back to the lair. Probably maybe even needing help carrying this person. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard enough getting here with the gut root, right?
Yeah.
Probably had to like, once I got out of the cat's cradle, I had to hire someone like a
I think that's actually where your 2 stash went. It's not to like a or whatever. It's hiring help to save this person.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yes.
Without which probably you wouldn't have made such a good diplomatic impression.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So yeah, there's like some burly workers who are working down close to the well who have been hired for a day to carry a stretcher.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And yeah, Saeeda turns up at the lair early in the morning on the day after your score.
Yeah. Who is anyone at? I mean, there are people at the school because we have early morning classes. Who is teaching this class? Is it just our cohorts?
It could be Mushrik.
Yep.
Why not? Yeah, he's got. How many people would you say are actually here?
Yeah, you're tier 1 now, so your cohort is like what, 6 people, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is the size of a typical class too. Like you don't get, you're not hugely popular yet, but you have a half dozen people or so hang out. Maybe on good days it's like 10, on bad days it's fewer. But it's an average day, so there are 6 people.
Yeah, so I think the scene then is, they're out in the yard. Mushrik is sitting on a bench, leaning against a wall. He's got a cup of tea. We've got Muffy's fly back, right? And he's staring at, they're in rows, practicing sword swings. And Mushrik goes, no, again. What are you doing back there? Don't think I don't see you. You're.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And I'm just gonna turn up and be like, "Who's anybody there? Mushfiq, Moss?" Because I'm gonna I think I've forgotten that Moss isn't around because it's been a stressful day. Bidruhi?
Yeah, Mushfiq goes, yeah, back here.
Come on out here. I need some help.
And Mushfiq gets up. And I suppose what he sees is there's Saeeda and almost dead woman.
Yeah.
Right? Just like, and it goes, oh my god, what did you do to her?
And I will say, it wasn't me. The problem is every time I say it wasn't me, I have anyway. And so I will say, we need to get help. Wasn't there somebody in that the place with the pipes and the kebabs?
Yeah. Aaron was the name.
Yeah. We may need to. You might need to help me get there.
Is there any? So, it's if it is just completely out cold, just just dying. in front of her
I
eye.
think she is.
Like-
Yeah, I think she is. She is unconscious. I mean, she's probably in a coma, right? She is
Yeah.
very badly injured.
Yeah. I mean, she's really hanging on by a thread here, I think.
All right. Then Mushfik just takes a look and kind of goes, I mean, we can try, but it's not looking good. Let's I think the fastest way to get over there would be probably for Mushfik to just carry this person on his back and then just leg it. Forget the stretcher, forget the others.
Yeah.
Very good.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
So Mushfik grabs this woman in a fireman carry and hurries ahead to Aaron. And I realized, actually, it would make logical sense if Clem and Bidruhi are probably already there, because Bidruhi was injured in this score. So I think that's
unlike some people, we don't take our gut wounds home with us for some reason.
Yeah.
No comment. I don't know why you would say such a thing. Yeah.
Who has a gut wound? All right.
Saeeda has a gut wound.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh right. So I think also the Mushfik, right. Then Mushfik could also probably say that. Aren't you gonna do something about your breakfast leaking out of you?
That's the thing that she uses to eat the digest the mangoes too.
Yeah, I think we established
doing
actually that Saeeda
experiments.
had solved this with the sash using
Yes.
this kind of impromptu.
Yeah.
That's
That's
not
why.
true. It wasn't solved.
It wasn't solved. I think at this point, and also she's just carried Ifidel over here. That wound is definitely open.
Yeah.
Well,
Saeeda needs a parent.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking of needing parents.
Yes, let's cut that scene and go to.
speaking of needing parents, oh my god. Holy shit.
Well,
I mean, okay.
Yes. I think Bidruhi wakes up at Aaron's, and Clem, I guess, is also there. Now, I think the first healing roll is probably going to be retroactive to kind of like see what situation I'm in.
That makes sense.
I think that's
makes sense. We can start the scene by healing.
Yeah, or to have already healed a little bit, as it were. So I have the what's it called? Vigorous ability, so I get an extra dice. Do I get an extra dice for Aaron?
Yes, I think in this context you do. Although Aaron may be Clem's close friend, but he's starting to do a lot of favors for the crew now, and I think this will also have consequences.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is what so basically we're using him, and that makes him tier 2?
You roll your tier with a +1 bonus. I think it's the
okay,
which amounts to 2. So you roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
And
well,
then you
3
have
dice because of the
yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. Very good. This can only go well.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It actually did go well.
Maybe.
You have made not a full recovery. Your wounds haven't downgraded, but Aaron's emergency treatment is seen to. Is Clem? You are here. Are you here as like a patient laying on the bed next to Bidruhi, you think, or are you here more as like walking around, checking in on things? Like you also have a level 2 harm, but how does Clem handle it?
Not on the bed. I think they've requested some burn balm or similar, and they are walking around and checking on things because I'd also like to work on a long-term project with Aaron here. So they are actively helping out. They can't sit still. They're not willing to sit still long enough. They're a really bad patient to have.
Very good. So in that case, as Bidruhi wakes up, just to have like the opportunity for Bidruhi and Clem to talk, it is, I suppose, Bidruhi wakes up as Clem is changing the sheets in probably what was their own bed, but Clem has already got it up. So changing one of the patient bed sheets, except it was you, but you insisted on helping. So
sibling Clem, you're a paying patient. Just hang out and be patient. What are you doing?
No, I don't pay to be fixed up by Aaron. I'm paying my way by helping him out. I hate hospitals anyway.
Well, you keep that up. Sorry, you finish. Even though Bidruhi is trying to interrupt, you finish.
They kind of just, I don't like it here. I'd rather leave as soon as possible, and, well, changing the sheets makes it pretty final. And I'm going to roll my recovery to see how that goes. So I've got 3, which is pretty nice. Yeah. Need another one. I'll probably pay my coin to finish that off.
I don't pay to be healed here, they said.
Okay. Yeah.
They said. They brought supplies instead for
Makes sense.
them to use.
All right.
Yeah.
So you have both rolled 6 on your recovery rolls. It turns out Aaron is pretty good at his job.
As he
You're
should
both,
be.
yeah. But Clem is paying a coin, so that gives you 2 extra ticks because that creates it to crit, which means that you have a spillover 1 extra tick.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'll do the same actually.
Okay.
I'm going to take that coin out of the crew stash.
Okay. So you're both spending a coin to upgrade your results to have your wounds downgraded to level 1. Very good.
Doctor, I'm dying. I said as I came in.
Hey, Daktar.
Yes.
Oh, doctor.
He's fine.
Yes.
You know what? You know what? I have no idea if this will actually end up if Craig records this sort of thing, but oh, doctor.
You can't. Oh my god.
I forgot you have a soundboard. Very good.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Well, I charge Prince with, if Craig doesn't record it, to record it and then edit it in.
I despise that. But anyway. Back to the matter at hand. You guys are having a conversation and you feel better, apparently, even though Clem had like a level 2 harm described as like several different injuries. And
You're on fire.
And ego death? Don't forget the ego death.
Yeah.
That wasn't actually a harm.
No.
It's not on the character sheet. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I played D&D last night.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. No, you have traumatic memory losses. You also had burns from the last score you did. So
a little charred. No, that wasn't from the score. Yeah. That was from just beating up Jackal because she turned up and I didn't like her.
A little bit of kale, some broccoli, some chard.
Yes. Jackal set you on fire. That is correct. But anyway, you feel better about that now.
Okay. So Bidruhi just looks at Clem for a while and is about to say something on the lines of, if you hate it so much here, maybe you should just lie down and recover so that you can get out of here a bit faster. But I think he just watches Clem for a while. And, I think Bidruhi is entirely the kind of person to actually say this instead of just thinking about it. He says, sibling Clem, you've been with us for, what, 1.5 months now? Something like that.
Yes.
Not
the longest. Not the longest, not the shortest.
I have realized that aside from clocking you from day one as having main character energy and being super badass, which is absolutely correct, I know next to nothing about you.
Did you call it main
character energy?
That is exactly what I said. That is what I said in that episode, yes.
Is this how all of the youth in Uduasha talk, Bidruhi?
No, most of them are speaking. No, most of them, a lot of them these days are speaking in like this strange sort of like mixture of Hadrati and Akarusi.
That explains a lot of the... No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that, I can see that you are in a huge hurry to run away and go back to doing whatever it is that you're doing. See, I don't even know what you do, okay? I can't even make this specific. But if you just laid down in that bed, chilled out for a while and just recovered properly, this would be a great opportunity for me to talk at you a lot and for you to talk at me a lot. Doesn't that sound great?
Clem's face does not suggest that they think this is a great idea, but I think they sit down anyway.
I would. I mean, out of character, I would entirely understood if Clem just left right now.
No, they're willing to hear Bidruhi out.
Yeah.
So, what did you want to know? I can't tell you what I don't remember, but I suppose I
What?
can tell you what I can.
Wait, what?
I can't tell you what I don't remember.
What do you mean? What you don't remember? What happened? Did you do like I read this like Pulp Fiction novel where like guy had like traumatic past as like hired killer, and to atone for himself, he was like, I will just expunge all of this using necromantic power. Is it like you? Is it like that?
Oh, I think I read that on my travels over. My version had it was a lobotomy. Aaron,
Wait,
it was
hold
one
on.
of Aaron's favourite books.
Wait, hold on. And then he reaches for Aaron's book of like big medical terms. 5 minutes later. Why did you have this done to yourself?
I didn't. I think I would know if I had a lobotomy.
You said you had a lobotomy.
I didn't say anything about having a lobotomy. I said
Sibling
that's
Clem.
the version I read.
Sibling Clem, you need to work on your Hadrati, okay? You and
I
me.
think-
Hadrati lessons every day, okay?
I'm almost tempted to interrupt the scene here just because it would be funny, but actually, yeah.
Out of character, like I think we've like obviously Clem joined fairly late into the campaign, so there wasn't like those sort of like tight bonds that we knitted with other PCs from the beginning. And now I'm like entirely speaking out of character, but like through fairly organically, we had like a Clem Mushfig dynamic.
Yeah.
We have a Clem Saeeda dynamic, but there's no Clem Bidruhi dynamic.
Yeah.
And I can't really think of one that I could imagine coming up.
You
So
can't
maybe
force
that's
these
also
things.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I am literally trying to force it because I think it'd be good to have it. But it's also kind of funny if like it's just like this. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. I will ask you guys, I guess, are you okay with Aaron entering at this point? Or
Yes. I think we have attempted to speak in character and it has not gone.
I think
well.
your characters have misunderstood each other in a hilarious way, and that's great.
It's big,
So-
weird energy.
Yes. So I think Aaron enters and he says, "Neither of you are getting a lobotomy. I'm not qualified for that. However," he sighs.
I love the idea that this is the thing that is going to stop him from.
Yes.
Aaron, brother, that like marks you as huge man of integrity because most doctors in Uduasha, they do things that they are not qualified for.
Yes.
If it's about
well,
the tools, Aaron, I can bring you some. Actually, I'll set some down for you at the door as payment.
Yeah. Aaron goes, "It's not about the tools, it's about qualifications and about regulations, which I don't know people in Uduasha don't care particularly about, and which is why my clinic is down here."
Hey, Aaron bhai. I just interrupt.
Mhm.
Okay, so sibling Clem is like playing like one of those cold and mysterious kind of persons who don't talk about their past. Please tell me about their past.
Ah.
Please tell me embarrassing stories you know. I know you want to. I can see it in your eyes.
Very well. They abandoned me in a war zone. I lost an arm and a leg. How's that? He says, kind
It
of
was only your
bitterly.
hand. It was only
Yeah.
your hand, Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron bhai,
Yes.
ignore
Yes.
what I said and just please continue what you were going to say. This is fucked up.
He says, yes, it was only a hand, I suppose. But he looks over at Clem, and I think there is this, like, you guys are good friends, but you did leave him behind in a war zone, and I think it's the kind of thing that like hangs between you still. Like,
Yeah, for some
be killed
reason,
as salty if you.
It would be the kind of thing that, like,
Is this in line with how you envision your relationship, Clem? Because it is your favorite contact, so I'm asking.
No, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what? Since I'm here, I'm going to try to do something that I thought Bidru would be good at, but mechanically it turns out he's not. I'm going to try to look at Clem and try to figure out what exactly is the deal between them and Aaron.
Okay.
Which would be a study. But it turns out Even though Bidruhi is so good at reading people, he has 0 studies, so he's not actually good at reading people.
Okay.
And the other funny bit is that I took Trust in Me last session, which would normally give me +1d against targets with whom I have an intimate relationship. But I think we have just established that I don't have an intimate relationship with Clem, so I'm just going to roll this flat because it's going to be funny.
0 dice as a fortune roll to read, and I guess Clem can tell you the truth of it depending on the roll.
You know what? How about this? If I succeed, Clem will tell me. And if I fail, I will tell Clem.
Okay, sure.
I will tell Clem. Great.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me what's wrong.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You fail. You roll a 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I just lay back and I'm just drinking this in, and we shall see the results of this later.
Yeah. Anyway, Aaron is happy to
Yes.
talk, and he says they later set me up with some assistance once I arrived in Uduasha, which was more or less a coincidence, but I suppose I am grateful for that. Even as, well, there's no landlord, but there are some people in Uduasha who care about regulations too, unfortunately. Don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. I'm just a little bit distracted, too distracted for any lobotomies. In fact, I'm quite busy. And at this point, Mushfik knocks on the door. And he goes, I shouldn't have said that.
Knocks? Bursts in, you mean?
Yeah, bursts in. Yeah. So then Aaron says, I shouldn't have said that. And more of your friends?
Some help? Would you like some help, Aaron?
I would appreciate it. Yes.
I could recognize that lumbering walk anywhere. We are over here.
Yes, come in. My secret lab and clinic has revolving doors now, apparently. And who's this then?
I don't know the details. Saeeda just brought her in. I can only imagine what horrible things Saeeda did to her while I was gone.
Sherikatam, is this yet another woman swooning into your arms?
That is
Brother, you're a health risk in the city.
Oh, Emperor's testicles! Lay that woman down right now. She's dying.
Don't you know that the Emperor has testicles?
He assumes he does.
He
swears by them. Listen, this guy was in the army. They have weird curses going around. This is
fun.
Sherikatam, what did you do to this one? Was it the perfume I got you for your birthday?
I think Aaron will recruit Clem straight into like emergency procedures. And I think what an interesting detail that happens here is that Aaron was a battlefield medic who served on your unit. And so I think he will actually start issuing orders to Clem in Akorosi. And I mean, these are orders that Clem knows how to follow, right? These are the I think some revelation about your character will come out here in the military drill when the two of you work together.
Snap to it. I mean, I'm pretty good at tinkering, actually.
Yeah, very good. But I don't think I'm tempted to make this be a role, but I think Aaron is the principal actor here, even if you're helping him out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's up to you. If you want a tinker role here to tinker with Aaron's equipment and help him, I think there could be an interesting space for it, but you also don't have to. You could leave it to Aaron and let him take charge.
What I'm thinking is I could fold this into securing Woots and reliable income by setting Woots up and Aaron up together.
With tools and equipment. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a downtime action here then. Yeah.
Yeah.
From swords to surgical equipment.
Yeah, it's covering a lot of bases at once. But yeah, sure. Your role is more to be a helpful assistant and show him that you can provide him with good tools. So you're not your primary goal here is not saving this woman. Your primary goal is giving him the right tools to do it. In which case I think it makes perfect sense as a fortune roll to fold it into this long-term project.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Maybe I suppose no bonus die here.
No.
No. Oh well, c'est la vie. That's a 5. Oh,
nice.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, so 2 ticks towards working on your clock. And yeah, I think the new tools you have provided Aaron with are, quite adequate. Like, they do the job. They're certainly newer than his other stuff. And so he will start and I don't think he like thanks you for this or anything right now, but there's a nod of acknowledgement. And then he's going to busy himself saving this person's life. And I guess at some point while he's doing that, Saeeda probably limps in as well.
Yeah, well,
but I think
mean,
before
yeah.
that, I want to have a quick conversation with Mushfiq, who I assume is not needed and is also standing around uselessly.
Sorry, by the way, you were saying something. I was attending to the dying woman, you see.
I see. Okay. Sharekatam. Lean closer. We are going to conspire together.
Oh no, but he does anyway.
Yeah. Sharekatam, you like sibling Clem, right?
I mean, she's good in a pinch, yeah. Or sorry, not she, they.
It's any/all, so I highly recommend making this as confusing as possible. For that is how to treat Clem's gender.
Wait. You guys have progressed to the pinching already?
Sharekatam furrows his eyebrows. Like, where are you going with this, Bidrohi?
Sharekatam, you know exactly where I'm going with this.
Bidrohi, I never know where you're going with anything.
Do you have emotional feelings for sibling Clem?
So, are there people around?
We're conspiring together. You've leaned in.
Yeah, I think there are people, but they are all focused on the surgery going on, so they're not exactly listening.
Not on this
to you.
bullshit.
Yeah.
I think in that case, Mushfiq just goes like, Bidrohi, this is hardly the time or place. Like, you know. I think maybe Bidrohi can tell that.
We are in proximity with death. This is the perfect moment for love. Sharekatam, please. I have been injured. You are my brother. Do not hide the truth from me. And I grab your shirt, I guess.
And yeah, Mushfiq is doing the. He's looking at. I imagine Mushfiq is slightly taller than Bidrohi.
I'm lying in a hospital bed. Yes.
Oh right, you're lying in a hospital bed. So yes, Mushfiq is definitely. I got that. Yeah.
Do not deny me the truth while I'm dying, brother.
I think Mushfiq is looking at Bidrohi. Wait, how are you grabbing me with your arms? And they're broken.
Nah, they've just been like, one was cut a bit, and the other one's bruised ribs. My arms are fine.
Okay. All right, but you do look pretty. You're not looking good, I imagine. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm looking good because that's what I always do. But yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So Mushfiq looks down at Bidrohi and is sort of doing the thing where he looks makes eye contact for a second, but then looks away, right? And he goes, "The truth, look, you're not gonna let this go. So I don't know. I don't know what I feel anymore for anyone. Okay."
Oh no.
Sharekatam, brother, that's like a really cool response, but that's not true. I have seen in your heart that there is love. Mostly this love is for food. But I have seen also tenderness and camaraderie towards human beings. Now, Sharekatam, the reason I bring this up is not to pry into your life. You can make up your own mind and so on. But thing I have to tell you, if what I suspect is true, then that man is your number one rival in the world.
Sure. Aaron? The doctor?
It's just a guy.
It's just a normal man.
Just a normal man.
Don't do that.
Look how closely they're huddling over there. Why is Sibling Clem doing that? Sibling Clem is useless in such situations. But still, Sibling Clem wants to be there.
Meanwhile,
Wow, sibling Clem is useless in such situations. That
I
is
love
what
how
he
you're
said.
like, that situation is so romantic while Aaron is going like, I'm losing the
Vidrohi,
patience.
I'm going to take the fucking physical
Vidrohi,
ability
I'm going to
rather
Good.
than
listen.
functioning vice just to rub it in. Clem's good at surgery.
Excellent.
All right, Mushfik's going to glance over his shoulder, and what exactly does he see? I imagine what he sees is Aaron, like panicking over this dying woman, and Clem is kind of also doing the thing where, where you don't know what to do, but you want to do something.
No, we're having a Grey's Anatomy moment.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going
on. Aaron's not panicked at all. We've seen worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, but it's urgent. He's like, give me that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and
so
obviously Clem's into that. We established this. We know Clem well
yes,
enough.
Mushfik looks, glances over.
Like.
Yeah. So Mushfik sees this over his shoulder, and then he looks at Vidrohi and goes, "Vidrohi, look, you're a decent guy and all, but I think you need to understand some basic facets of normal human behavior. This."
Okay, hold on. And then he reaches for his notebook. And he's holding the notebook with one hand, and he's going to write with his teeth by holding the pencil.
Would it be easier if would it be easier if I just wrote this down for you, Vidrohi?
Sherikhatam, you're a true friend. Please. Thank you.
All right. All right. So Sherikhatam looks at Vidrohi, and you know what? I'm going to make this a role. I'm going to study Vidrohi to figure out, where to start his education.
I'm meanwhile indulging my vice, which is lovers.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm going to. Actually, this wouldn't be study, would it? Vidrohi and Sherikhatam are, comrades, so it'll be consort, I think.
Okay, consort. And you are rolling indulge vice, Vidrohi. I'll allow it. I think it's funny.
I mean, he's okay.
It's not very it makes sense. It's not very fulfilling. Just
Vidrohi loses 2 stress.
Well, yeah, you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I assume this is just a fortune roll.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't understand Vidrohi at all. One.
I think this is. It's pretty clear that you don't actually from this conversation.
Yeah.
Brother, you don't understand yourself. So, because I don't have any obvious relationships with Clem, this is going to be my new relationship. I'm going to get Clem and Sherikhatam together.
Yes.
Okay,
very
that's
good.
fine. But Mushfik, he just jots down the notebook. Taking care of a dying person is not flirting. Here you go.
Has never seen Grey's Anatomy.
And
we are holding hands over the corpse.
Yes. And then I think we see Aaron finally step back, and he goes like, well, I've done what I can. As I said, I'm a busy man. Oh, for fuck's sake! And Saeeda enters.
Yes.
Obviously, just to make Aaron's day worse.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Auntie. I wave.
You've managed to get a Fede here. That's good. And then I see that there is some chaos, and I'm just gonna say, I'm just going to take a seat, have a little lie down. Wake me if you need anything. And I'm gonna pass out because I'm not sure that any of the last 2 hours was stress-free for someone who's suffering from.
I think as you're passing out, I just say, you know what, Auntie, I have to say big respect to you. I heard that you got injured in the gut, but I didn't see you here. So obviously you just walked it all off. And I think that's really cool. Hard as nails, Auntie.
Yes.
I'm
Aaron
just gonna mumble under my breath.
Yes. Aaron just pulls his gloves on.
Yeah, approving of my life choices.
Yes.
Can't imagine a bigger indictment.
I think Aaron just pulls on a fresh pair of gloves, and he looks over to Clem and goes, fine.
I'll keep her awake.
No, it's
Come on,
fine.
get up, Saeeda.
I've dealt with concussions before. Don't worry about it. I'm fine.
Yeah, you're going to be forced into the.
Yes.
All right, this is
The
going to
medical.
hurt. Put this in your mouth and shut up.
And so on and so forth,
Yeah.
etc.
Okay, so I think, Saeeda, you're also in a position to make a recovery roll here
Yes.
if you want.
I should.
You have a downtime action left, so.
Yeah, I was going to spend all my money doing something else, but I now recognize I may need to delay this by one score. It's fine. So I will.
Well, you have a free
roll-
downtime action. You can use your money for other stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know why I got
It's a
0
six.
dice, but
Yeah,
no,
but
it's
you were
a si-
supposed to have 2, so we can just treat it as 2.
Okay,
and
I
it's
was
a
doing
6.
sixes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's 3 ticks unless you want to spend a coin to upgrade it, and
I mean, I
heal.
just should.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say bandaged gut.
Yeah.
And
Very good,
so
and you
this
get
will-
1 spillover tick as a reminder when you
Yeah.
do that. So
Yeah, and I think again we find out
Mhm.
he's just good.
yeah, he has a long experience as a medic, and
Yeah,
this is
I think
this is precisely the kind of stuff he's good at dealing with too, like stab wounds,
Yeah.
burns, things you might suffer on the battlefield. So
we should work on a clock to like officially establish him as a fine healer that like gets him an extra die because I feel
You
like
may
he
be
deserves it.
yeah, I am actually going to. I have a thing in mind. You're going to see
Okay.
it in a second because you have relied
Okay.
a lot on Aaron, and he may be Clem's best friend, but now the entire
Yeah,
crew
he's
has
not-
been relying on
Yeah,
him. So
Makes sense.
Oh, we're very close to a crew advance. We can just take him at the end of the session.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
okay, so are there any more scenes you want to do at Aaron's establishment?
Yes. So there's 2 things that I think we should do, which is have a crew conversation about the future, but we can leave that for later.
Yeah, you can do that
Could
in
be-
here too. Everyone is
Yeah,
here,
since
so
we are
why
all
not?
here. Yeah. Yeah. A bidder is captive audience. Excellent.
Muy bien.
Okay, I think this happens shortly after, maybe like once Saeeda's
Yeah.
done a bit of recovery.
What was the other thing? Just to mention 2 things.
Oh, I should definitely talk to Moonlit.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah, but that doesn't happen here. So
It could happen here. Like, why shouldn't my mother know where I am?
yeah, fair. But I think the crew conversation makes more sense because she
Yeah,
isn't
let's
here
do that first.
yet.
Yeah, let's do that. And then maybe I'll be out and I can go see her.
Do
then.
you want to have the crew conversation now, or because we were also thinking about doing a conversation between Vidruhi, Mushrik, and Zahir to sort of, which-
Maybe that can wait until we're out, or
Yeah.
let's have a quick conversation for now.
Yeah, if you have something in mind that you want to converse about at Aaron's, let's do it here. I'm just flagging that I have a scene for when you finally leave Aaron's, but you haven't done that yet. So
Okay.
Alright.
We're
That
never
should be-
leaving this place. This is
Good.
our new lair.
It's Hotel California, babe.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're having a great time here. Okay. Then I think when Saeeda wakes up again, and hopefully everyone is still around for various reasons, I think Bidri is sitting next to her, and he is looking much more serious than he did before. And he says, "You know, Saeeda, you should really be taking much better care of yourself. Like, this sort of wound, like, just keeping it in your house, you can almost like die."
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. But I could almost die. Yes. Yeah. It's there.
In fact, I don't know if this is a full crew conversation. I definitely need to talk to Saeeda. It could spill into things we could talk about as a crew.
Yes.
Actually, it's probably better if we all talk as a crew. I can just start with Saeeda and then draw everyone out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
I think that I will look down at my wound and I will say, when you've been taking care of yourself for a long time, it's force of habit, I suppose. And the Prince of Endings calls to me in any case. Not exactly something that I can deny.
What does that look like, Auntie, or feel like? This sort of calling.
What does it feel like? It is like knowing that unless you do something about it, your entire world is bound to end.
And this is what the Prince of Endings doesn't want? Vidri says,
Yes.
trying very hard to understand your religion.
Yes, that is what the Prince of Endings seeks to end. Well, one of the things, anyway. Well, yes, one of the things, anyway.
We never really talked about the things that happened while you were in recovery. We've been very busy.
I presumed you had other concerns.
We all did. But we're here now, recovering. We aren't going anywhere. Might as well?
Yes, might as well.
Okay. So I told you, but I don't remember. I don't think. You know I killed Mylera Clev because she attacked you, yeah?
Yes. I knew that. Yes.
And you know that Jaiklev has been trying to kill us all because of you and the Prince of Endings, yeah?
Explicitly, the Prince of Endings and I presumed it was because...
Okay, we didn't talk about this then. Yes, before I had to put Mylera down, she told me what the problem was. She said the problem was you. Specifically, you and... I forget exactly what she said, but... I wasn't really... so much adrenaline. I forget the exact words. But it was about how you are a danger to this entire city. And how you need to be stopped. And obviously, I'm not going to let that sort of thing go, right? I don't care what her reasons were. She can't be trying to kill you. But I think it's important that those were her reasons. And her father's reasons. In fact, I feel bad for her. Like, I don't hold a grudge. Like, I killed her to protect you. She killed you. She tried to kill you for her father. We all do things for other people, yeah? That's fine. But I think it's time we talk about how people are trying to kill us because of your belief.
That's an interesting turn of phrase, actually. And I think I will say, fine. Fine. Let's talk about my beliefs. Would you like to invite our colleagues?
We should, yes.
We're nearby, right? Like, I don't think
yeah.
it's on anywhere.
Yeah, I think probably there's probably a bell, right, for when we need help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's reasonable.
Yeah. And
Or you can just wave. I don't think Mushvik can
no,
climb particularly far.
no, ring a bell.
Yeah,
Ring a bell. I think.
Clem and Aaron are sharing a ciggy outside.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, the same cigarette, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think when I was in school, it would be like, oh my god, you drank from the same bottle as somebody else did, and that's basically like kissing.
Mm-hmm.
No, we are poor. I am poor. I can't afford two.
Yes.
You can't afford water?
I can't afford two cigarettes.
2 cigarettes.
2 cigarettes. Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so I just buy one extra strong one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Vidrohi should definitely ring a bell to.
I have.
Of course.
I've rung a bell for you both.
All right. Mushvik comes in, with the tray with 2 glasses of water.
Okay.
Clem comes in a bit later, having clapped Aaron on the shoulder and said, I'll attend to them.
Hello. Hello, Sherikatam. Hello, Sibling Clem. The
Hello.
5 minutes that we were not speaking felt like an eternity. Please join us.
That's because we have been speaking for 20 minutes, haven't we? And I think in this case, it's because Saeeda feels to Saeeda like it's been 20 minutes, but it may have been 5 minutes, because they're struggling.
Saeeda,
you deny that they're
struggling.
Okay, Saeeda, I know we said that this is a good moment to talk about this because you're here and we are all here, but like, are you feeling okay?
Yes. Yeah, well,
You look like you need a cigarette, and I owe you one.
and then I'm just going to look at you, and then I look at Aaron, and I'll be like, am I permitted a cigarette here? Is that allowed? Because I'm not going to say no, but it does feel like inside the hospital is usually not where you're allowed to smoke.
You are also not allowed
It's
to
okay.
smoke outside
This is before the
hospital.
1970s. It's fine.
I'm giving Mushfik this look where I'm like trying to convey as hard as possible. See what I mean? Sibling Clem is useless in this matters.
Oh my god.
Sometimes when someone is terminal, you just have to
Yeah.
give them a cigarette.
Yeah.
This is not official advice. Listeners, you do not have to give terminal people cigarettes.
Very well.
But you could.
Yes. However, Aaron is a battlefield medic. I don't think he has any problems with smoking. Like, the last thing he worries about his patients dying of his cancer. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Very
Fair
good.
enough. Yeah. Okay. Erin bhai, it's a private matter if it's okay.
Oh, good. Yes.
Would you mind leaving your own hospital for a bit?
I don't think so, no. We can stay.
Yeah. Aaron says, I shall be busying myself with cleaning up everything, if that's all right.
Wait,
Give him a
did
big
Clem,
thumbs up.
did Clem say that no, it's okay, he can stay?
That is what she said.
He was right the whole time.
Yeah.
Jot that down, man.
Yes.
Jot that down. Jot that shit down.
And Aaron is going to go around the very romantic business of cleaning up his medical instruments, I guess. But he's not going to listen
chemistry
in.
with everyone, apart from Vitri.
Yes.
Listen, what is sexier than a cisgender man who's cleaning up after himself?
Very good.
Yes. Anyway,
he is definitely not paying attention to your conversation though, because he doesn't give a shit, and he would rather you all leave. But
yes.
Yeah,
it's good to know that, like, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I think honestly, I don't know. I don't recall if Clem even knows about this stuff. So I think Actually, Salty, does Clem know about the Prince of Endings and all that?
Saeeda said some fucked shit in Clem's presence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well, that happens
and
all the time.
also got sung a very haunting and strange song.
Yeah.
That they don't remember, but they feel like they should.
Yep.
Classic Saeeda moments.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay.
What's this?
Yeah.
Then I think we fast forward through a conversation where we bring you up to speed about the Prince of Endings and the fucked vision that we had. Just so that we are on the same page. And then I say, so, this is our big dark secret. Saeeda Auntie is some sort of prophet of one of the sixth demon prince or something like that, which is obviously a problem because there are 5 demon princes and they rule this country. So the fact that there's a 6th special demon prince who no one knows exists and apparently doesn't exist yet, who is also presumably a ruler of this country, that's the sort of thing that if we start talking about, means that we start getting killed. And what do you know, that's already happening. So like, I think it's about high time. We had a nice conversation about this Prince of Endings thing and why we should still be, continuing with this stuff if it's like getting people possibly killed.
I appreciate your use of the word possibly there, as if, like, to soften the blow. That makes me feel loads better.
Well, someone did try to kill you. We managed to stop that.
Oh, I didn't say that in character. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's the important thing, that so far we managed to stay on top of it. But like,
yeah, absolutely. And I think I will say, Pedrohi, I think I have been unfair to you, because of all of us, you know least what it is like to be pushed out of your home, forced to watch as others take it, keep it for themselves, insist it was theirs all along. You had already been pushed out before you were born. And I can see that it means you care about the people you have. But Mushfiq and I think even Clementine, we have seen it taken. And I may not be able to speak for them, but I would rather die than remain here like this. And I have decided that is not acceptable. So I will kill them instead. I will end them.
Mushfiq, who's usually, sort of detached, I think, also looks sort of somber now, and he looks at Bidre and says, "Do you think people come after us because of what Saeeda believes? I mean, maybe that was true for the Falling Star, but they're not the only ones after us, are they? And even the Flatbread Uncles, and even the Scotlanders, and they're refugees like us too, but even they're trying to muscle us out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we do. There'll always be people coming after us."
I think Clem steps forward and goes, "Well, you have a real chance to get back what was taken from you. You have my shield, and whatever I can bring to bear, as Mushfiq says. They'll come after you whatever you do. And even when you're subjugated, they'll take, and you'll be forced to serve in their wars. Don't let that happen."
I think Bidre listens and then says, "It's not true that I have never had been pushed out of my home. I was born in Kethris. I have barely any memory of it. But I left with my family. Then we came here. And you have all seen the moonlit Ankatham boarding house. It's very nice, right? You think we just came here and it just happened like that? Been 6 houses, 7. Pushed from place to place, given by the Uduashans for their hospitality. Then we just get pushed to another thing. And, I know what it is, what it means to, take up the sword. It's a killing thing. Swords only kill things. They don't do anything else, right? It's all very cool. It's all very flashy, but like I've never had any illusions about like what this thing I'm holding ultimately is for. So like the violence and all that, that's not a problem for me because I think you know these things, you know this, but maybe you don't know it. So I should say it. I have been in Uduasha using this sword alongside my father and his friends since I was a child. Against the Scovlanders, against the Flatbread Uncles. While you were all away doing living your lives, having your stories, I was here doing my own story too. I know that, none of you look down on me or anything, but I think sometimes you forget that even though I am a child and I wasn't in Kethris and I haven't been in the army, haven't done sick, cool guerrilla shit and all that, I have been doing this. And what's different now is that I don't know this Prince of Endings thing. This is the first time where I don't know what we are fighting for. This is the first time where I don't understand what this means for us, why we should care. I understand why we should care when the Skovlanders try to muscle us out. I understand why we should care when flatbed uncles try to kidnap our own. I understand why we should care about the land that was taken away from us. But this thing I don't understand, and this time it scares me because I don't understand it. Okay, that's my little speech.
Here close the doors to the House of Endings. Those who dwell within are Zoheb, called Klow, Aadiyat, called Soap, Symmetry, called Tree, and Salty. I have been Prince, your host. Our city of Uduasha is based on Blades in the Dark by John Harper and Evil Hat Productions, with special thanks to Johnstone Metzger. Follow us on Twitter or support us on kofi.com/desperateattune. If you want to engage further with us, we also have a Patreon at patreon.com/desperateattune, where you will get our newsletter, extra content, and updates from Uduasha.
On the next episode of Desperate Attune.
I have not studied the King of the Beginnings, so I don't think I get a die for him. But of course, when I speak of the devil, I speak a name of the Prince of Endings and he stirs. Whatever, bro. Don't worry about it.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you like this?
Don't worry about it! I don't even know why... Hey, it's just 8 XP in an ability that neither the GM nor the player understands.